we lost a life, and we've lost many lives.
A Colorado mother overcome with grief after her daughter was shot dead by a stranger in broad daylight. The gun he used, not his own.
Why Bella? Why her? Why was she taken?
Now she wants to make sure no other parent has to live with the pain she carries.
I feel as though it's my life's work now because it's my daughter.
She's making an emotional plea for change to Colorado lawmakers.
If you own a firearm, we need for you to know where it is at all times.
And unexpected departures. Car theft surge at DIA.
You hear about this in Law and Order. When he said, yeah, your car has been used in a crime this afternoon, I'm like, huh?
Even as police announce arrests, some still don't know where their cars ended up. We start tonight with some slick roads on the Front Range. We've got a rain and snow mix falling over the metro.
The snow made Castlewood Canyon look pretty this afternoon, but things turned ugly pretty soon after that.
Welcome to Denver 7 News at 10. I'm Jessica Porter.
And I'm Jason Grenauer. Thanks so much for joining us on this Weather Action Day.
Let's get right to Denver 7 Chief Meteorologist Mike Nelson. Mike, early morning commuters could run into some slick spots,
especially on the south side of the metro area. This is the view currently from City Park, kind of a wet view there. The snows have quickly been diminishing. A little rain still for lower elevations, snow down to the south, but you see it's really shrinking up. And right now we still have the winter weather advisory in effect until 2 a.m. Jeffco, Douglas County, Elbert County down to Monument Hill. But conditions will be gradually drying out as this storm system slips farther to the south of us. But temperatures are falling. 36 now up at Fort Collins and Greeley, 38 in Denver. It will drop into the upper 20s overnight. So for tonight, the slushy snow ending, some areas of fog developing. Wet roads will turn a bit slick as those temperatures drop to freezing. It will be in the upper 20s to around 30 by morning, but much warmer quickly tomorrow and right through the upcoming weekend.
Thank you, Mike. A life cut short in a moment of violence. Isabella Thallis died last summer after she was shot while walking in Denver with her boyfriend.
Her mom is understandably heartbroken. And as Denver7's Sloan Dickey reports, that grief is driving a desire to see real change in our state.
Kind, empathetic, forgiving, loving.
It's been 9 months since Isabella Thallis was murdered.
Because she had just turned 21.
Isabella was senselessly gunned down in Denver's Ballpark neighborhood last summer. She was just out for a walk with her dog and her boyfriend.
My daughter lost her life. Darian's future was stolen. 2.5 minutes.
Her life will not be forgotten, and now her mother, Anna Thallis, is taking their story to advocate for a new bill in the Colorado legislature.
I feel as though it's my life's work now because it's my daughter.
According to Denver police, the man who shot Isabella used a gun taken from a Denver police officer's home.
It's responsible gun ownership. I mean, most people know where their car is. We say that most people should know where their firearms are.
Senate Bill 21-078, otherwise known as the Lost or Stolen Firearms Bill, gives Coloradans 5 days to report similar lost or stolen guns to police. Multiple violations could lead to misdemeanor charges.
Had this bill been in place, there could have been precautionary measures that were taken.
Democratic State Senator Sonia Jaquez Lewis is sponsoring the bill. She says the goal is to prevent another tragedy. Opponents of similar laws say they put unfair burdens on gun owners to report thefts of firearms in specific timeframes, and that it could punish law-abiding gun owners rather than violent criminals.
We're not trying to impose on people and take their guns away from them. We're just asking for a little bit of responsibility and common sense.
A mother now on a mission to spark change.
I'm just going to speak from a mother's heart. That's what I'm going to do. That's where I'm coming from today.
Doing what she believes will save daughters like her own.
Do I consider myself an activist now? I consider myself a mom.
Sloan Dickey, Denver 7.
The lost or stolen firearms bill is being debated right now in the Colorado Senate Judiciary Committee. No action has been taken yet. We will keep you updated on its progress.
The issue of lost and stolen guns is a big concern across the nation. A 2012 report from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives found more than 190,000 guns were reported lost or stolen nationwide that year. For perspective, that would be more than one for every person in Fort Collins. Colorado accounted for more than 2,600 of those that year.
And it matters because many lost or stolen guns end up being used in crimes. The U.S. Department of Justice surveyed prison inmates in 2016. Of those who carried a gun during their crime, a majority did not buy the gun from a store. They either bought it on the black market, stole it, or found it at the crime scene.
Right now, Colorado legislators are also considering a bill that would force gun owners to lock up guns while they aren't in use. The idea is to cut the number of gun accidents and suicides by keeping guns away from children and others who should not have access. Critics say it could prevent responsible gun owners from being able to defend themselves.
And this all comes as gun sales are surging. Gun sellers just had their best February in 5 years. FBI data shows roughly 39 million gun sales last month. Fewer than 1.5 million were sold in February of last year. The National Shooting Sports Federation says sales last month were the third highest for any February on record.
At the federal level, Colorado Democrats Michael Bennet and John Hickenlooper are pushing for background checks on all gun sales. Under current federal law, private and unlicensed sellers are not required to run a check before handing over a firearm. A 2018 Quinnipiac poll found 97% of Americans support universal background checks, but a bill requiring them has struggled to pass through Congress.
Tomorrow, Colorado steps into a whole new phase in the fight against coronavirus.
We are adding a whole lot of new groups to the list of people who can get their shots.
So who becomes eligible in phase 1B3? People aged 60 and older, people 16 and older with 2 high-risk conditions, and frontline workers in grocery, agriculture, and meat packing.
And that's big news for the staff at the JBS plant in Greeley. At least 6 workers died after coronavirus outbreaks at the facility. Tomorrow and Saturday, the plant will close to vaccinate workers. Any worker who gets the shot will also get 4 hours pay.
Denver is trying to boost access to the shot by setting up more community vaccine locations. The city announced details on 3 new sites today. The first opens Sunday at Bear Valley Library. Tuesday, another site opens at Martin Luther King Jr. Recreation Center. The final opening happens Wednesday at Barnum Recreation Center. One site is already operating at Montbello Recreation Center. The focus is on getting shots to people who live in those neighborhoods. If you live nearby, you can call 720-865-3005 to set up an appointment.
Today, people were out in the Montbello neighborhood, knocking on doors and encouraging neighbors to book an appointment to get the shot. Staff for COVID Check Colorado say people in the Latino and Black communities are being vaccinated at a lower rate. They're trying to both inform people about the safety of the shot and make getting vaccinated as easy as possible.
For those that are eligible, we are signing them up on the spot as we go to door, and anyone who's not currently eligible as part of one of the existing classifications, we're adding them to our registry list to be part of our wait list. So that way, as soon as they are eligible, we can invite them to come and receive a vaccination.
The team says in the last week alone, staff knocked on about 5,000 doors in the Montbello and Green Valley Ranch neighborhoods.
Tomorrow marks 1 year since the first confirmed coronavirus case in Colorado. To mark the somber moment, Governor Jared Polis will address Colorado at 6:30 p.m., honoring the lives we've lost. You can watch it live right here on Denver 7.
Well, other news now. Heading to the airport might cause some nerves for some under normal circumstances.
Now with the pandemic rules and COVID concerns, there's a whole new level of anxiety.
What you don't tend to think much about, though, is your car parked in the airport garage. Denver7 CB Cotton spoke to some drivers shocked to find their ride home wasn't where they parked it.
Inside this parking garage, a woman returned to her spot and found her car gone. And according to numbers from Denver police, she's not the only one. Parking at DIA, typically the first stop before your final destination.
I left Friday morning, about 9.
And when she returned, she was destined for a headache.
My car wasn't there.
So on Sunday, Terry Finney had to report her car stolen from the East Garage at Denver International Airport.
You know, I would have maybe anticipated my car being broken into, but I I would never have anticipated my car being stolen.
Finney's car is one of 26 that have been reported stolen from DIA since the start of the year, a 63% increase from the same time last year.
It's not something that even would come across my mind that that would happen.
According to a probable cause statement obtained by Denver7, officers arrested 2 people, a man and a woman, on Wednesday night, believed to be connected to at least 2 of the stolen vehicles. The report says the suspects were sitting in a car with a stolen license plate. An officer reported the plate had been taken from another car at DIA. And hear what officers told Finney about her car.
He took all my information and he looks up my license plate and he said, well, your car was used in another crime this afternoon.
Parking at DIA. Finney says it's a stop she'll skip on the way to her next destination.
I'll park off grounds for sure where there's security.
Officers didn't confirm whether or not the 2 people arrested are connected to Finney's stolen car. DIA tells Denver7 they've increased security patrols in their garages as a result of incidents like this. We've got a full statement from them over on our website, thedenverchannel.com. CB Cotton, Denver7.
To be honest, last 2 days was really difficult.
Brothers battling devastating illnesses at the same time.
And I won't give up. I'm not going to give up on you guys.
That fight just a little easier now, thanks to you, our Denver7 Gives viewers.
That's really generous. Wow. I feel like I have a bunch of angels here.
The wet, slushy snow will end tonight. There are 70s coming up in the 70s.